What's happening, Reject Nation? I am going to react to the final episode of the Clone Wars today. I've been on the edge of my seat for the last few episodes, and then when I reached the final episode, which was just a couple days ago, I was like, I think I'm just gonna react to it and put it up on YouTube. Thank you guys to everyone who's been encouraging me to watch the show for the longest time. Mainly been watching it because I know Ahsoka Tano is supposed to appear in The Mandalorian, so I'm trying to get all that knowledge, and I know her final appearance is actually in Rebels, so I gotta somehow squeeze in some episodes of Rebels while I'm at it too. Everyone was right. Everyone's been telling me to watch the show for the longest time. It's a rad sandwich of a time. Significantly improved a lot of the prequel experience in a lot of ways. I'll be putting up the full-length watch-along where you sync it with a time code at our Patreon page. Over there, we cover a lot of shows where we do watch-alongs for them, and then there's many shows too, most of them where we have the option for reaction highlights or watch-along at the same tier as well. So thank you to everyone who's been checking us out over at our Patreon page. Highly encourage you to go over there. And I do gotta interrupt this intro because I tried many edits to get this video up to prevent it from getting blocked. Send it over to my buddy, Eric, over at Nerd Chronic. Thanks so much for all the editing you do. I don't know what you do that I don't, but you are gifted. Give him a follow. He's earned it. He works his ass off. Thanks again for adjusting for me so last minute, Eric. Enough chit chat. Let's watch this damn thing. This has been so intense, and I'm so late to watching this show. Damn. Gosh, she's so cool.
Find us a path out of here.
Oh, I hope Rex doesn't die.
Did you hear Maul also escaped?
He didn't escape. I let him out.
Why?
Diversion.
That's one word for it.
Man, Maul is so cool. I wish we got to see a live action version of this kind of Maul. He's just been forcing his way out of this whole time. Oh! He's so cool. He really does everything like it takes no effort. God damn, look at him go. That is a hell of a shot.
Start unlocking the doors on Bay 12. Jeep, prep the shuttle. Gigi, find out what happened to this ship.
Man, her faith in Anakin is just so, like, that really got to me. We should start reacting to the episodes in the final 4 episodes.
We need to get out of here. There it is.
Ah, Christ.
So what do we do? Fight our way to the shuttle?
Maul's just gonna show up.
There are too many.
Get him away.
This ship is going down, and those soldiers, my brothers, are willing to die and take you and me along with them.
Ah, the Rex stuff is just so heartbreaking. Oh, man.
You're a good soldier, Rex. So is every one of those men down there.
Ah, this show nailed it on the fucking...
But I am not the one who is going to kill them.
So we're just gonna surrender? Admit defeat?
No.
Well, I don't see any other option.
I have an idea. Don't worry. It's a good one.
Sir, we think Maul might be headed your way. Be aware.
Hold your fire! I said hold your fire, Jesse. I have the situation under control.
But there's... Aren't they ordered to kill right away?
Now execute it.
Yeah.
Or I will. Ahsoka Tano is no longer a Jedi. Hasn't been for some time.
That is true.
Commander Rex, you're in violation
Damn.
of Order 66. Yeah, you didn't much like being a commander anyway. Company.
Now!
Oh, She doesn't want to kill any of them. Don't be a dick. No. Ugh. God damn it, Jesse. You know, you're really cool, but you get on my nerves sometimes, man. Jeez. Oh, wow. No, I really don't want Rex to die. Oh.
Can't hold them off. Too many of them.
Oh. Classic Star Wars shot. Wowie. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Oh, she is so cool. So cool.
Blast them.
God.
Blast those dirty droids.
Yeah, you scum. Oh no. Man, if Ahsoka's faith with the Jedi Order wasn't shaken enough as it is. Wow, look how awesomely shot this is. Oh! It's a little bit of force will take you a long way right now. There you go. Oh wow, what a shot. I'm so sorry, man. God, what a like a heartbreaking situation for him to be in. Fascinating. Huh. I really don't know the details of the Rebels story, so that's nuts how we haven't cut back to Anakin and all this. Like they just let Revenge of the Sith take place. Oh. Oh, is he gonna find her lightsaber? Wow, that's crazy. This is weird to see Darth Vader here. Yeah, oh. Shit. Does he feel anything at all? Ah, what a glorious shot. Wow. I mean, you know, it's not the end of the Star Wars story, but in terms of concluding the Clone Wars, holy crap. Man, those last few episodes, dude. Those are nail biters. It served that feeling of any good prequel would do. It's like, you know, the clones eventually have Order 66 activated and they're gonna turn bad, but you spent so long caring about them and getting invested in them. You really humanize them. You see them as heroes. Also, Anakin is really portrayed as a strong hero in this series, and then to have that final shot with the fall of the clones, fall of Anakin Skywalker. It's like they got Revenge of the Sith to take care of the last bits and pieces because this show explored so much of the slow descent of Anakin Skywalker. And I love that they just chose to keep it primarily focused on Ahsoka Tano. A lot of Rex, too, in this final season. I don't know where to begin, man. I'll just ask this right away. Who was that bird? I actually, I don't know what that bird was. Is that just some symbolism thing? I don't know who that bird is that was flying above Darth Vader. I feel like I should know, and I feel kind of bad for not knowing. But if you guys can clarify that for me, I'd really appreciate it. From the main takeaway of this episode, I don't know if Rex is in Rebels or not. To me, watching this, my main concern was Rex gonna die? You know, you spend so much time with the clones, getting to know them, then him having to go against not all the clones, Jesse at the lead of it. By the way, that's something that I thought was really cool about seeing Order 66's influence on the clones' minds. In the prequel movies, they kind of portrayed the clones sort of like they were just mindless drones to a certain extent, even when they were fighting on the good side. And then when they turned, they just kind of portrayed as mindless drones. And what I thought was neat here, as you see in that scene when Rex is, pretending to hold Ahsoka hostage and he's arguing with Jesse, that the chip doesn't just turn you into, I will kill. They're not just Terminators. They warp their beliefs. They warp their philosophies with such conviction that it's the ultimate type of brainwashing. It's not just, I must kill. It's not that scene in Terminator 3 Rise of the Machines where Arnold is trying to kill John Connor. It's a completely different thing. Their beliefs have been completely changed. That makes it even more troublesome. That makes it even more weary on the heart. This is such a difficult position to be in. In the penultimate episode, I think it's called Shattered, if I'm not mistaken. Rex and Ahsoka are talking to one another, and Rex brings up this interesting type of philosophical discussion. The war is confusing for them because they were born into this life. They were born into this war. They don't like the war. They don't want the war. Yet if the war didn't exist, they wouldn't exist. He has such a big heart, and him and Ahsoka's bond is one of the joys of watching a lot of these episodes. In this position, this is his family. This is his family who he has to go against. So when they take off the helmet and he's crying, when he's trying to convince Ahsoka, look, they're going to do whatever it takes to kill you. And he knows that they're on the wrong side here, but it doesn't make it any easier for him. And I'm so happy they captured that nuance. I mean, you wouldn't expect anything less at this point, but I'm so happy they captured that nuance. With Ahsoka Tano, like, her morals are just some of the best. I have never been as good of a person as Ahsoka Tano is. Like, her moral high ground is just so up there. Even in the face of all this, I love the fight scenes of when her and Rex are working together, because he has the set to stun, she's using her force abilities, she's doing whatever she can to not kill any of them. That even knowing all they want to do is murder her, she knows it's not their fault. She still really cares about them, and she's doing her absolute best to make sure she's not responsible for murdering any of them, even in the face of having to defend her own life and fight the good fight. That was a surprising ending when she puts that lights. I could see why she puts the lightsaber down. Order 66, everyone's being told to execute, but she only put one of the lightsabers down. I don't know the full extent of what's supposed to come after that, or segue into Rebels when she does show up. But basically I was surprised when she put it down, because she only puts one of them down. It makes sense with how she would be someone who's going to be hunted. She has to leave the past behind, from the way season 6 was going, and then going into season 7, just at this conflict of should she become a Jedi or not. She leaves the Jedi Order. She's just been at such heavy conflict of this, and now she officially does have to leave the past behind. I guess I just wasn't expecting that final moment. And it's interesting because I've obviously seen The Mandalorian before watching this show, and the first image I'd ever seen of like helmets of clones on spikes was in the first episode of The Mandalorian, which had this real ominous, dark, like, yeah, put those stormtroopers' heads on there. Here, it's actually heartbreaking because none of this was their fault. They were programmed into this, brainwashed. These are people that she's fought alongside with. They've been in many battles, and those are Rex's brothers. Shattering. And for something that's tying in so closely to Revenge of the Sith, it's playing. And I'm kind of curious to know if there's like a video I could watch that has some type of timeline breakdown of it. Because I know in the last episode, Order 66 is initiated, Ahsoka, in tune with the Force, starts to hear some Revenge of the Sith going on. Like, you're hearing the actual dialogue brought into the show. I don't know what the exact timeline is of when all this big finale was taking place, because she's using the Force to listen to something. And speaking of the Force, that moment where, that played out way better than it did in The Rise of Skywalker, where Maul's trying to escape and she's using the Force. But then again, it's that moral code that she has where she decides to let the ship go, let Maul go. I couldn't tell if Maul was feeling a little bit bad. There was something about his look that was giving me the impression that there might have been a hint of regret, I don't know, it's Darth Maul, so I highly doubt it. But then she goes to fight with Rex instead. Man, she's so awesome. And then she did the spin thing on the floor, and it's like in Revenge of the Sith. I thought it was really fitting because so much of this series explores a lot. And I gotta say, I haven't seen all of the show. I mainly started it just because I know Ahsoka Tano's in Mandalorian Season 2. I had someone help me out to get a list of all the essential viewing episodes, which has been a lot. Watch these getting into Season 7. But it's not all of the show. I probably should have mentioned that at the beginning of this video. So I want to go back and just kind of watch all of it, thinking about the time at Mortis, with Anakin, it being his destiny to bring balance to the Force. You're watching this slow descent of him throughout this show, like a really fleshed out slow descent. And by the way, better romance than anything from episode 2 and 3. In this season, you don't really get much of Anakin. It's actually not really necessary to get that because you could just watch Revenge of the Sith. However, it tying in with showing Darth Vader at the end and him picking up Ahsoka Tano's lightsaber, is there a sense of remorse that he's feeling in that moment? What is he feeling there? Obviously, this is after he learns that Padme is dead, and no, because of the fact that he has a Vader mask on here, like, I don't know what he's feeling exactly. Man, I do really love that last shot, though, of Vader on his face, and he's got that red eye peeking through. Ooh, so intense. I don't recall in the movies him having the red eye, though. Explain down below in the comments. There's kind of this ambiguous ending that they have in a lot of ways. The shot of Darth Vader walking away in the clone visor helmet, because when Ahsoka and Rex were last there, it hadn't become all icy and frosted over and all snowy. So to get to this point, some time has passed, meaning there's been some time with whatever Vader's been doing with Palpatine during this time, right? So I'm not sure exactly what that closing moment means, but I feel like it's open to interpretation. To me, the clones are not bad, but they both had this fall, and there's kind of a duality happening with them. And after all, this is not the Anakin Skywalker show, the Ahsoka Tano show. It's called the Clone Wars. Him walking away as the ice is going over it, like him turning away from his past, ultimately, how he fought alongside with the clones. More importantly, that's Ahsoka's clone trooper helmet. So it also represents him walking away from Ahsoka. Probably that's more what it means now that I think about it. I don't know why my mind didn't go there first. Him walking away from everything in that moment, which I do find integral to the arc of Anakin Skywalker as well, because, we get Revenge of the Sith, fallout with Obi-Wan, he loses Padme, obviously turning his back on the Jedi Order. His relationship with Ahsoka was so important. It's not explored in the movies, obviously, but in terms of canon with Star Wars and who his character is, now it's a shot of him officially walking away from her. And is there a name for that helmet? That redesign of the helmet? It's really cool to look. It's a really cool helmet. If I was to buy a Funko Pop, I'd probably buy that. Is there a name for that one? In my mind, I call it the Ahsoka Tano Clone Trooper helmet. My mind is a little bit scattered at the moment in time of shooting him. I hope I made sense while I was talking. There's a part of me that's wishing I watched this and then waited to shoot the review part the next day. But as it stands, it's pretty great. It's pretty grand stuff. I'm very much impressed with the show. And also the animation, I thought they really threw down for the final season. But I think in the last few episodes, they really gave like top-notch animation. I'm not good at talking the animation dialogue, all right? I don't know the lingo too well, but it's one of those things that just clearly registers of this looks sharper, this looks more detailed. All right, guys, Star Wars The Clone Wars finale. Leave your thoughts down below. What you think? Who's your favorite character from Clone Wars? Love to hear what you guys say. Subscribe to The Real Rejects. Click that notification bell. Tell me who that bird is. You can check us out on Patreon if you want. Last but not least, Eric Horseman. I just love the hell out of this guy. Talked to him pretty much throughout the week. Due to recent events with a certain presidential elect, he made a promise that if a certain somebody won, he would quit smoking. Oh. So, Eric Horseman, I hope you stick true to your word. Sounds like after everything we've been talking about that it's probably a necessity right about now for you to stop. You have a victory to celebrate. I suggest that you hone in on those positive feelings and keep remembering that and do your best to quit. And if you don't, well,
at least you tried. Do or do not. There is no try.
Either way, buddy. Regardless of whatever choices you make in life, just know that as long as you're not intentionally harming other people, I'll always love you.
Harm yourself as much as you want.
You've been a great friend. You've been an amazing supporter. Can't wait to just continue this friendship. And then one day we will go down to Georgia, meet the devil himself.